What's up, guys? Cyrus here, and today I'm going to be bringing you some survival tips for new players just starting out in H1Z1. These tips will be for people, like I said, basically just starting out. Most people that have been playing for a little while are already going to know most stuff, so it's not for you. It's for people that are just getting started and are dying a lot or having some troubles with the mechanics of the game. So yeah, first off, number one, when you spawn, if you're trying to get up with people that you're playing with on TeamSpeak or Skype or whatever, it could be a little disorienting if you're used to playing like DayZ or WarZ or whatnot, Survivor Stories, and you can't get to each other because you're used to the maps on the other games and you can get to each other much easier on this game. You cannot, because you don't know the landmarks, you don't know the cities, the towns, the names, all that kind of great stuff. Well, there is a way to use coordinates, and that is if you just type / hit enter to open up the chat window and type /LOC, and you'll get an XYZ coordinates as well as a heading. This is obviously very useful because basically you can, if your teammate, your guy's like, hey, I'm at this X, this Y, this Z, whatever, then you can use that to, move and find yourself. And the way to most easily do that I've found is, for starters, also another thing is the auto run, which is the equals key, which is right next to the backspace. When you press that, this is what you're going to do. And you you move with your mouse, you type /LOC real quick like that, and you can figure out exactly how you're moving. If you type it real quick in a few seconds, you can see how you're moving and the values as they change. And you can use this to, when you're at a certain heading and you're like, okay, I need to make my X go down, say, closer to 0. Look, it's at 1017, now it's at 974, so we know it's going the right direction. So using that, you can basically find your teammates or anywhere else. You write down coordinates of some place you've been. Say you make a base or something, and you want to be able to get back to it. Just write down the coordinates or whatever. Put it in a notepad, all that kind of great stuff. Whatever you want to do, and you can get back there easily. Excuse me. And tip number 2: right off your spawn, right off the bat, you can pretty much generally craft a bow within a couple minutes, very easily. How you do this is, step 1 is to take your shirt, make sure there's nothing in it. If there's something in your shirt, because it can hold stuff, then it will not work. Right click it on right here, chest, and hit shred. Now what this is going to do is shred your shirt into cloth. Now you have 4 scraps of cloth, and what you'll do is you come up to either these kind of trees like this with the branches or the leaves on them. You hit E, and it's going to then look like that. Or also that gives you a stick, and then these little I don't know, bush things here, same deal. You get a stick. So grab a couple of those. You're going to hit tab, go to discovery. In discovery tab, you're going to take the wooden stick, you're going to put it right there, you're going to take the scrap of cloth, put it right there, hit discover. Now I can make a makeshift bow. Then I go to crafting, and I see now that this is green because I do have what is needed, which is 1 scrap of cloth and 1 wood stick. Craft. Like that, you have your makeshift bow. Now we're going to need some arrows to shoot the thing, so we'll go back to discovery, take the wooden stick, move it on over to discovery, hit discover, and now you have the wooden arrow recipe. Go back to crafting, and wooden arrow is now green. It takes 1 wood stick, and this will make 2 arrows. So now I have 2 arrows, make it have 4 and 6. And to use the bow, we're going to hit the hotkey. Okay, bring it out. It's much easier in first person, so you're going to hit T. Go into first person, toggle it. Then you're going to, first to bring the bow up, you hit left click like this to make it ready, and then you're going to hold right click to load an arrow. You can also release right click, and it kind of releases like that. But while you're drawn back like this, you can simply hit your left mouse button, and it will loose the arrow. You have to aim quite high on these shots that are distance. That was a little too high, but there is quite a bit of drop on this makeshift bow because it's makeshift and it's not very strong. So yeah, this is very helpful for killing zombies. This is absolutely one of the best ways to kill zombies. And if you do kill the zombie, you can almost always retrieve the arrow from their body, which is cool. Right right there. Okay, I missed the headshot. It takes 3 body shots or 1 headshot to kill a zombie. So you come to the body, you can see the 3 arrows I put in them are all right there, and I can pick them right back up. Okay, the next tip that I have is that one thing to look out for is that your health, or sorry, not your health, but your energy and your hydration, which would be your food and water, if you want to call it, will be going down very quickly right now at this stage, at this build, at this stage of the game. So one very easy way to combat this is blackberries. And if you don't know what the bushes look like, this is what they look like here. Just kind of like azalea type-ish looking bush to me with thorns, and there's white flowers as well, as you can see, and they're little blackberries. And you hit E and they go down to kind of like, you know, little nubby looking twigs. So you'll see these all over the place, and I actually died from hunger a few times before I figured out that that's what the blackberry bushes looked like. Most of the other ways of getting food are very difficult. Finding canned food or pre-packaged food is very rare. Also, killing animals to get food takes having a campfire, which takes having an axe to get wood, all this kind of stuff. So it's much easier. The other thing is that berries do not give you back a lot. They only give you a couple %, and it goes down very quickly. So you're going to need to do a lot of gathering until you can find better ways of getting food. But as a fresh spawn or a fresh person starting this game, especially if you don't want to risk going into high traffic areas, you know, these bushes can be quite valuable. The other thing to note about blackberries is they do give you hydration as well. They give you both energy as well as hydration here, as you can see, like that. Another tip for someone just starting out in the game: if you run across another player and you have your bow out and you have it like this basically at the ready, it's essentially somewhat of a sign of aggression. For the first couple days of playing, I did not realize how to undo this. Basically, because this is just a default pose basically as you're running around. Of course, it's not cocked like this and ready to roll, but it is close, because you could have an arrow knocked like so. But what you can do, if you see a player, you want to display to them that you are not hostile, but you don't want to put your hands in the air, which is surrendering, which would be F2. The other option is, if you have your bow out, is to, when you have it up like this, or for instance, if you have your dukes up the same way, you hit V, the V key, and you'll put your hands down in just more of a, you know, regular kind of pose, like that. One other tip that's sort of more of a trick really, and it may get patched to where it will not work anymore, but when you're auto running, it is possible, if you're auto running to a long distance in a straight line, you know where you're going, you can have the menu up, and you can actually eat berries sometimes. It's a little tricky. It normally doesn't work, but you know, if you're just going to be running in a straight line anyway, you can sit here and eat blackberry, so that way you can sustain your energy and hydration while you're running. Of course, I'm not going to be able to get it to work, but trust me, it does work. It can work.
Oh, and that's going to do it for these tips. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.